material here, but will be revealed to you in his presentation. If we could have Mr. Ritchie make a few remarks.
Thank you for the kind introduction, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty rare for me to be asked to speak about anything. Most of you here know I'm usually asked to shut up. We're here tonight to honor my friend and mentor, Mr. J. Burleson, for, I'm sorry. Dr. Powell. Are you sure? Okay. Let's do this now. Well, folks, we're here tonight to honor Dr. Steve Powell for, 9th-degree black belt. Are you sure we're talking about the same Steve Powell? The old skinny school teacher, country school teacher. Ninth then. Yes, sir. You gotta wonder what that cost. Okay, well let's try this again. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gathered here tonight in honor of Dr. Steve Powell and his promotion to 9th-degree black belt. Now, I was asked to get up here and tell you a few funny stories about Dr. Powell, and I'd like to do that for you now. But I can't. I've never seen that man do one funny thing in his life. I mean, he is so not funny that I find it beyond my efforts to even make up a funny lie about it. So I'm left to telling you the bare truth. Buckle up, darling. This is a part of Dr. Powell's life which probably very few of you here know about. Don't tell them all that. Don't do it. They drink enough, they're ready. In 1972, I was contracted by two of the largest management firms in the U.S. to provide personnel for a special security detail to provide security and bodyguard work for rock and country music shows in Houston, Fort Worth, and all over Texas. The first show that we did was Leon Russell. That was a piece of cake, boy. I said, this is easy. This is like that old Dire Straits song. This ain't work, this is money for nothing. Well, the second show we did was Leonard Skinner. And things got real rough, real quick. I positioned about a dozen of my guys out in front of the stage, and I was up on the stage. I mean, I was the boss, you know, so I was up there, and just shortly after the concert started, a big fight broke out right in front of the stage. Now, me being a student of J. Burleson, they wasn't the one thing for me to do. So I ran across the stage and dove off head first right into the fray. Well, all involved stopped fighting each other and turned their attention to me. And they were giving me a serious challenge. Well, out in the crowd, about 15 rows from where I was going down in flames, sat one very young Steve Powell and one of his karate students, Mr. Keith Dundas. This ring the bell, Dr. Powell. I was later told that after watching for a couple of minutes, Mr. Powell looked at Keith and said, well, I guess we better go see if we can save any of the pieces. Well, the two of them rescued what was left of my body and tossed it back up on the stage, accompanied by some giggles and advice that I stay up there. Well, the next week, Steve called me and said that he'd like to join my security team. He said, according to him, it was apparent that I needed someone to look after me. Steve Powell was a key member of my security team for several years. Night after night, week after week, for years, Steve Powell was by my side through some real serious situations, ranging from fist fights, shootings, cuttings, full-blown riots. If you're watching, you probably noticed Dr. Powell nodding his head right there. He and I went through two very serious riots together. The second one, he and I were the only two people left standing on the stage after the crowd had completely destroyed all the sound equipment, instruments, and lighting equipment. 8 people were seriously injured and went by ambulance to the local hospitals. All 8 were rescued by myself and Dr. Powell, because nobody else would risk it. We were often called to go out in the crowd among the concert goers and disarm someone that was misbehaving, often with a gun or a knife or some other weapon. And I assure you that we didn't always get away unscathed. Dr. Powell and I both got several ambulance rides to local hospitals. On one occasion, Dr. Powell was gravely injured and underwent emergency surgery to repair a badly broken nose. Considering the length of time they worked on him and the money it cost, you'd have thought they had made him look prettier the other way. You saw that coming. Well, I share all this with you tonight so that you might know that beneath that mild, meek school teacher disguise is a battle-tested, fireproof Texas warrior who has time after time walked the walk, not just talked the talk. Dr. Powell is one of the few remaining modern-day black belts who can truthfully say, I don't give a damn, for I have seen the elephant.